Next is roll call. And again, if Carol, if you're still there, so the attendees have to say from where they are calling.
Only your voting members of your board. And you can say either the city, or if you're more comfortable, you can say the county and state where you're at.
Wait, so you don't want to know that I'm calling you from my kitchen table?
It doesn't have to be that specific, but if you'd like it to be, it can be.
All right, I wanted to say I'm at my kitchen table. I don't know, again, I don't understand that. Tell me, we have to say why from where we are
Correct.
zooming.
So you just say from Royal, Carl Stone from Royal Oak, Michigan. It's
Got
just
it.
part of the new amendments to the Open Meetings Act that allow us to do the meetings remotely.
Understood. Okay, very good. Thank you. Well, since I just said that, I'm going to say I'm calling from Royal Oak, and I'll take anybody else who wants to check us. I see Rebecca. I see you're next on my screen.
I'm calling in or zooming in from Royal Oak, Michigan.
Okay. How about? Thank you. How about you, Pat?
I'm Pat LaRouche, and I'm calling in from Royal Oak, Michigan, too.
All right, Ryan, you're next up. Ryan, I didn't hear that. Are you? Anybody else hearing Ryan? I'm not.
Not either.
Well, you don't seem to be muted, Ryan. Do you? I don't know. Are you, Ryan? Are you hearing me? Okay, try that again, Ryan. Just say.
How about Ryan? Give a thumbs up if you're calling in from Royal Oak, Michigan.
Well put. I like it. All right. I can see you're a good problem solver. And Tyler, I see you there. Tyler, would you check in, please?
Yep. Tyler Lynch. Yeah, Tyler Lynch calling in from Royal Oak, Michigan.
Okay, thank you. Is anybody, any of the other members here? I can't see them on my screen if they are.
Oh, we're just missing John.
Okay, looks like we probably have a quorum, so let's keep moving. Debbie, thank you for the agenda that you sent me. It's always nice and neat. Thank you. I appreciate that.
That was Carol.
Oh, that was Carol? Okay, Carol.
The agenda, I did the rest.
Thanks. And so the next thing is a public comment. Is there someone who wants to, other than the people who are the appealers here, any people from the public here?
We had no public comment called in.
Okay, thank you. Then I'm going to close that one. The next, excuse me, the next thing on my agenda, thanks to Carol, is approval of the minutes. If you remember last time, we missed out on some minutes. So there are two sets of minutes to be approved. The first one says September 23rd, and Debbie sent that around. I'll ask if you folks have read the minutes from September 23rd. I'll ask for someone to motion to approve the minutes.
I'll motion to approve September and October's minutes.
Okay, well, we can do that. Okay, and that's Rebecca from Royal Oak. I got that. All right. And there's a second from Pat. Any discussion on any of this from any of the other members here? All right, there's a motion and a second to approve the minutes. May I have see, I have 4 people in attendance. Can I have you say yes, aye, whatever?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, and Tyler. Okay. And Ryan, I still can't hear you, but I saw you raise your hand. That counts. Okay, thank you. So the minutes from both dates have been approved. Perfect. Thank you much. On to agenda item number 5 here. It says CDBG funded housing rehabilitation program loan and grant, and case number 2838. I see a gentleman there with a lady on his lap. Can you unmute? Good.
Yes.
Hi, this is case 2838. It's a married couple with 3 children, ages 7, 3, and 9 months. give or take a few months, sorry. um, he is employed at Henry Ford Health Systems. Their annual income is $57,259. They just recently bought the house in 2020. They purchased it for $257,500. They have a 30-year mortgage at 3.25%. Their housing expenses is 38% of their income. Their loan to value with our loan would be 115%. Their median income is 67,000. Their SUV times 2 would be 262,360. They are asking for a loan grant combination for 53,315 or 57,000, sorry, based on a bid by Daco Construction of 53,315. There's lead-based paint testing for $375, a contingency of $3,310. So that equals the $57,000. The grant would be $10,000. And the loan would be paid back at $391.67 over 10 years at 0 interest. The reason it's before this board is the maximum the procedures allow for the loan review committee is 40,000, and they are over the 90% of the loan to value. There's no, HUD has no limits to how much we can loan out, just that they're income qualified, and they are. You received everything I've just discussed. If you have any questions.
I'm going to throw this out to members of the committee here. I don't know how to handle this. I'm going to defer to you. The loan to value kind of concerns me, and that's the thing that's got my attention. Any thoughts on this? And again, Ryan, I still can't hear you. Tyler, you're going to need to unmute on this one too, I think.
Okay.
There we go. Good. Thanks, Tyler.
They did recently purchase the house. I'll let him talk about that process with you. With the repairs we are going to make, I believe it will make the house worth more than, I think the loan to value will drop once the work would be done.
When they bought
Debbie,
the house, I'm sorry, really quick, Carl. When they bought the house, was this like a normal conventional loan that like was able to get through without any of these repairs having to be done by the seller?
Yeah, you want to explain that?
Sure. So first, let me just take a moment to thank you all for being present on this sacred day. The day before Thanksgiving. My wife is here present. So I'll try to be brief in terms of the whole process. So I'm a new physician, graduated medical school in May, matched residency here at Henry Ford Hospital. So it was one of those things where I didn't know exactly where my future would lie because it is a process. We just moved from Arizona. I felt it was very likely we would stay in Arizona. I matched here, so I needed to figure out housing for my family. Upon talking with some of my future colleagues, everyone pretty much recommended Royal Oak for my growing family. I had to do everything. This was in March, April, so it was the peak of COVID where my realtor could not even have access to do a virtual walkthrough. She was basically shut down. So we did everything remote entirely. I was in Arizona. I had a huge sigh of relief when the inspector did the inspection. He was able to do a virtual walkthrough, and it kind of brought me some peace of mind, especially after the report. There were some items that were mentioned that needed to be addressed. For the most part, cosmetic. So I thought. I moved to the property, quite unrecognizable from the pictures that I had seen on display. House was unkempt, but more importantly, for example, the first big ticket item that popped up was a roofing issue. The inspection definitely gave a significant shelf life or life expectancy. And right away with some of the early storms we had in the summer, I had a significant leak. There's significant issues where I need water to drain out because mold is of a concern in my crawl space. So these items were not mentioned in the inspection. And to answer your question, Rebecca, yes, it was a conventional loan, really no red flags, and definitely nothing that I could foresee. In terms of Mr. Stone's concern, which is very valid. This is just to give you a little bit more background. This is my second career, and now as a physician or a new physician. Before I was a mortgage broker, so I could definitely understand your concern with the loan to value. I did originally get financed at 100%, being that my income is such. For debt to income ratio, they asked if I could do 5% without hesitancy. 5% came in out of my pocket. We do have, good thoughts and do plan on being and staying in this community. However, the value of this house, a lot of my neighbors' houses are just comparables around. For what I bought it for, you're looking at significant smaller houses, maybe 1,200 square feet, 1,300 square feet. My house is 2,000 square feet. I feel that with the roofing, with some of the siding and just some of the essential repairs that I consider that do reflect and impact the cosmetic appearance of the home, I think it would make a huge impact. Also, just to let you know, because it seems like you are community members, if you would know how many neighbors are just really happy that somebody moved in, because I've put a lot of elbow grease just in the appearance of the exterior of the home. The weeds were overgrown. I've done a lot of work myself to make it look presentable, and I think the community, in all honesty, has benefited already. And I hope to continue to enhance this neighborhood with these addressing these changes.
Debbie,
Yes,
are they maxed out on the amount that they can get as a grant?
yes. For the procedures, yes.
Let me chime in here if I may. It's just as my opinion, this sounds like exactly the kind of situation for which this program is set up. So I understand that now. And let me aside, Ryan, I see you took off your headset. Can we hear you now? Say something, Ryan.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, I think you must have had a faulty headset on before.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thanks.
so welcome back. All right, there was a question here. Is there any discussion? Pat, please.
I agree with you, Carl. I think this is the same. This is exactly the type of situation, among a number of others, for which this program was set up. People who are acting in good faith and who have the ability to do the kinds of repairs and so on that are called for, and it will definitely enhance the neighborhood, and it definitely will enhance the condition of the house. That is so unfortunate that you were dealing with apparently people who are not acting in good faith in terms of your inspection, giving you the true story as to the condition. And I would just suggest that you might explore some legal remedies in that regard, to hold the inspector accountable for the fact that he gave or she gave you bad information. But I'm comfortable with this given the family circumstances and given the circumstances that you've spelled out. Could I ask, we don't know where this house is, and we're not supposed to know where this house is. Can I just ask how old this house is?
If that's okay for me to answer that, I'll be happy.
Sure.
1960.
1960. Okay. Well, then hopefully it has good bones, and other than just fixing the siding and the roof and the things that you have to replace on a regular basis in order to maintain the maintenance, you're going to be okay.
I've spoken to my neighbor. She's been at her current house 50 years. This house was built shortly after that. She mentioned that the builder was a contractor who built a house for his mom, and she passed before she actually came in. She actually was able to move in. However, I guess her point being, it's a solid home, good foundation, great neighborhood. As you all know, I'm the new kid in the block, but our intentions were good, and you know, COVID did have a role in it, unfortunately, because I couldn't easily fly in here to see for myself. But overall, we're happy we're here. We're happy with the neighborhood, and there's been some, you know, some burden, as you know, and that's why we make this request here. But regardless, we thank you in advance for your consideration.
Rebecca, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna absolutely motion to approve. Again, I wish that we could have actually been able to give you guys more grant money, personally, because that's a hard story to hear, and I can't believe that they okayed a home inspector not actually physically going into the house. You know, I don't know a lot about roofs, but like I would have to imagine there's certain things that you have to actually physically be in the home to be able to tell you the truth. And so I agree with Commissioner Perush. Like I was thinking for a second that this was a new build. When you said it was 2,000 square feet next to 1,200 square feet, I was like, oh man, we're like, we have to go after this builder. So it's just
Sure, no.
welcome to our community. I absolutely motion to approve this, and I'm so sorry that you guys had to go through that.
All right, so there is a motion to approve this. Can I have a second from someone else out there? I see Pat raised her hand, so there is motion to approve and a support. Any other discussion on this? Yes, Debbie.
I'm just responding to something that Rebecca said. With
Please.
the board, if you wanted to change the grant amount, you are allowed to. You can change whatever you want. You would set the procedure for this. So the procedure said 10,000, but you can change it if you chose to.
But 10,000 is the maximum, is it not?
For our requirements, but
okay,
you can change it. I mean, that's for what I can take to a board.
Okay, so what, if you don't mind, Debbie, what is the amount loan right now, and so 10,000 grant, and what's the loan amount that they're asking?
It's 47,000 for the loan and $10,000 for the grant.
So we're basically looking at 57,000.
Mm-hmm.
I would actually, this is unheard of, especially me, by the way, because I'm extremely conservative on this one, but I would motion to split it down the middle if we're okay with that. I would give half of that as a grant and then half as a loan. Because I do believe that everything they're going to do is going to increase the value. The market's crazy right now. I think your income is only going to go up as a physician.
I wanted to add that.
I feel like over the next few years, you're going to continue. And I know the amount of money we have in regards to grant funds and loan funds. So I would absolutely motion to split that down the middle.
All right, Debbie, I'm going to jump in here. Are you good with that, Deb?
Yes.
All right, so what we had was an original motion and a second, and if we're going to do this by the book, we can. Do you want to amend your motion so we don't have to vote on it? Vote to
Yep.
cancel the first one. So would you amend it, and then I'll ask Pat, if you will, to second it when we get to it.
I'm going to amend the motion to. I'm trying to divide 57,000 by 2 right now in my head. Is that 27.5? I'm like, is it 27.5? 20?
28.
28.5.
Thank you, everybody. I'm turning red on Zoom. My bad math skills. So I'm going to amend that we approve this motion with the grant portion being 28,500, the loan being 28,500. With all other terms the same.
All right, then Pat, will you second that?
Yes.
Okay, there's a second from Ms. Parouche. To the homeowners, I'm going to suggest that you don't argue with this. All right, and so there's been a motion and a support for, if I may paraphrase, essentially splitting this between half loan and half grant. Did that say it reasonably well? Okay, then I'm going to put this, if there's no other discussion, I'm going to ask for a vote on this from the attendees here. Let me just ask you to raise your hand. I can see you all. So all in favor of this motion, please raise your hand. Okay, that's 4 out of 4. I'll take it. Thank you. So that passes. Debbie, are you happy with that? Is that what you need?
That's fine. I will contact the applicant and we'll set a closing date.
Okay, to the homeowners, you are, as far as I can see, you are finished with your part of this. You're welcome to stay, but we're going to move on to other business here now.
I just want to take a moment and thank you all. Thank you. I can't thank you enough. I wish you knew the address so you could see the house and see the changes that are coming or might have seen in the past. I'll leave that up to Debbie if she cares to, or if you want to, but we will do our best to beautify this community in all sense of the word.
Okay, good. Then farewell.
Thank you. Have a great Thanksgiving.
Same, thank you.
Okay, then next on our agenda is.
It's like a Hallmark movie.
Yes, that's right. Next is case 2608, and I see there's a spot on my Zoom screen for the attendees here. Debbie, will you present this for us, please?
Sure. This is 2608. The applicant is asking for a loan subordination. The reason it's coming to the board is she is asking for $3,440.29 cash back. Anything that has cash back, I can't approve, so it comes before the board. She is still income qualified, and HUD has absolutely no requirements for subordinations. Her loan to value is 50%. Our maximum is 80%. When she originally got the loan, it was 118%. Her maximum income on housing was 20% now, and it was 22% at the time of her original loan. Her loan payments it's a deferred loan, so there is no loan payment she makes to the city now. She has not laid down her taxes or water. It's a fixed interest rate. Our position will stay the same, and she does have an escrow account.
I'm going to motion to approve this one. This is just purely because it's cashed out. And
I was thinking,
like I mean,
All right.
yeah,
that
I
couldn't-
totally
that-
motion to approve.
That could not have been any more straightforward. Thank you, Rebecca. I'm going to, then you folks have heard that motion from Rebecca to approve. I'm going to need a support for this. A second, someone raise their hand.
I'll
Okay, Tyler,
second.
I saw you got in there first. You get credit for the second here. Is there any discussion on this
Right.
matter? This again, this is for the subordination here. If there's no discussion, then I'm going to put this up to a vote. And I'll ask you to raise your hand if you would. It's all in favor of Rebecca's motion. Please raise your hand. I see 3. Tyler, good. That's a 4th. Okay, that makes it unanimous. Debbie, you'll take it from here, I assume.
Yep, I will get a hold of her mortgage company and we'll get the subordination out.
Okay, the next thing on my agenda says other business. Debbie or anyone else, are you aware of other business here?
I have other business for you.
Okay, let's do it.
We will have another meeting next month. We have a subordination. We can pick a date to change it. I don't want it like the week of Christmas. I don't want to do that to you guys. And I also wanted to know if you would like to change the procedure so you didn't have to see ones like tonight that are just $3,000 cash out. You know, I don't know if you want to make different perimeters for it, loan to value or cash out maximum, loan to value maximum.
Debbie, I appreciate the suggestion, but can we save that for another day? If that's okay with the rest of the committee members here, because that's something that might need a little more discussion.
Okay.
Okay, and am I still correct, Debbie? You're waiting on a date. You will pick a day and a date for this? Because I think I saw probably all of us responded, and I'm going to leave that up to you if that's okay to pick something that's. You have one now?
Yes.
Okay, please do it.
December 15th or December 16th at 7 o'clock.
I need, is that Tuesday or Wednesday? I don't have a calendar.
Those are the 15th is a Tuesday and the 16th is a Wednesday.
Okay,
I'm good with either.
I would go for a Tuesday if I may, the 15th, if that's okay, because I have a class on Wednesday. That's the only reason. But if I can get outvoted here too. So
I'm good with the 15th.
15th. All right, Pat, how about you? You shaking your head? On Tyler's good for the Tuesday, the 15th. Ryan, up to you.
I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. So are you good with that, Debbie? Tuesday, the 15th at 7 o'clock?
Yes.
Okay, I'll be here if everyone else will be here.
Right. I have another subordination coming in just like the one tonight. So I will get that. Hopefully she'll get it in this week so I can get it all prepared for you guys.
Okay, any other business?
Nope.
Debbie? That's
it.
good. Okay, then to do this by the book, I need a motion to cancel during the meeting.
Adjourn.
There's one, there's a second. Let's make this official and vote. Everybody who wants to adjourn, let's raise your hand and then we'll sign off. Okay, Debbie, thank you. And Carol, if you're back there in the background, once again, these meetings don't happen without somebody in the background running these things. So thank you. Then I'm out of here. Farewell, my friends.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks.
Have a good holiday.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.